Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn about the variable in Python. The objective of this video is to understand what is a variable, learn how to create and naming a variable effectively, explore a common types of variables, and we learn a good practice and a common mistake to avoid while using a variable. Now, we got our notebook ready. What I will do is I add a code cell. In a code cell, I will put a comment. So how mean to put a comment? When we put a comment, it's like an explanation of a code so that we know what it is and it does not interrupt the code when we execute it. So I put variable. So what is a variable? When we talking about a variable, it's like a container that store the information, and it can store different type of information or data in there. It depends on ourselves that we assign it. So now we know what is variable. So the next step is we need to know how to create is or assign or declare that variable. Suppose to assign a variable, firstly we need to know, like, we need to give it a name. I can give it name as a variable of my name, and then I put my name. So yeah, it is our first variable. Name is a name of a variable, and my name is a value of that particular variable. Whenever we assign a variable with a text, we need single or double quotation, otherwise the code will error. I can show you what happened. So if I print this, see, it's work it's like it's work properly. But if I take out the double quotation, it got error and it said uh my name is not defined. It is a common errors that usually happen when someone assign variable in the with a string or a text without put a double or single quotation mark. So I put it back. I give it a name again, string. So if it's a text, it's a string. Yes, it works fine again. So now we need to assign another one. I can say wage. So it is not my actual wage, sorry. I just put it is not my actual wage. So now we assign another variable name called wage, and that numbers is integer. So wage is a variable name. 70 is a value of that particular variable name, and its name is integer. So now we assign another one. Assign height. Sorry, it is not my actual height. Just put randomly. So 1.5 is another height is another variable, and it has a value 1.5, and 1.5 is nothing but float. So you see, now we got this and we got the output. So suppose lane, but I want to have, it's not clear what it is. Suppose I want to put something in front of it. So I can go to that particular cell, sorry, to that particular line of code, and I put name. So now it look better for me. Name, wage, height. So what you can see in this, anything under the double quotation mark, the code does not execute. It just display the whole thing, and it just execute the value of that particular variable that we assigned. And now you ask me, hey Lane, you tell me it is string, integer, or float. How can I believe you? Are you lying to me? So to know am I right or not, we introduce another function called type function. So type function is nothing but it's just to check the value of that particular variable. Yep. So what I will do is print then type. So now I copy name, wage, then height. So when we run the code, hope everyone see here. So the class is string. String is nothing but it's attached. And wage is int. It's just a short name of integer. The same str is just a short name of string. And then this one float. So integer is a whole number. Float is a number with decimal places. So now we know how to create a variable. Yeah, and also we know some common types of variable I already mentioned, like string, integer, or float. Now we explore this together. Learn good practice and common mistake to avoid when working with variables. So the first thing that I need to mention is please do not give a variable name start with number like 1. Yes, see, invalid decimal literal. It nothing but we give a variable name that start with number. So please don't do that. We delete it. Sorry, and give it at the end. So now it's working again. Another one I already mentioned at the start, when we assign a variable like age, sorry, like so when we assign any text, it will error. It will error if we don't put a single or double quotation mark. So please don't do that. So when I add this, so now it's work again, and if we print it, it's gonna show the value. So the third one that I would like to mention is, please don't use this. Like for example, yes, please don't use this one. Instead of using this one, we use underscore. Please don't use this. So now if we run that code again, yes, it worked fine. And got 3. So now the good practice of creating a variable name is, firstly, the name of the variable should be descriptive and concise. It does mean that it does not too long, but it has meaning, so that when we write the code like 100 or 200 line or 300, 400 line of code, when we see that particular variable, we know what it is. Please don't just give it a name without making any sense. Like, oh, it's the code is work fine, but when we work up to 200, 300 line of code and we come back what it is, and we don't know, so that killing ourselves. And another one, a good practice is, we can start our code with underscore. It is work fine, it does not have any problem. Like, yes, it is work fine. So that's all for me for today.